Oh, my God, you guys. I have to tell you this story. So I'm flying. So I do an episode of Kroll's show. And always, working with Nick Kroll, you're guaranteed you're going to laugh your ass off all fucking day. Can I kiss the kid's ass? And I fucking love him. I think he's a fucking genius. So anyways, I go to the airport, and I'm taking the red eye. Taking this 10:55 flight, non-fucking stop, because that's how I do it. All right? I'm on a good plane. Why would I want to get off it and switch and roll the dice and get on another one? You know, let's just fucking get there. When I drive up to San Francisco, I don't pull over in fucking Burbank and then get into another car. We get it, Bill. All right. So I get on the fucking plane, right? I use my miles, bump myself up like a fancy person. You know, maybe I invented the Cheesecake Factory, people are thinking. And then they see how I'm dressed and they go, oh, no, he didn't invent the Cheesecake Factory. And I go to sit down in my seat, and I go to set my bag down. I was going to set it down right in front of me, and the nice fella sitting next to me goes, why don't you stick it in the middle? There's room. And he moved his bag out of the way. I'm like, all right, this guy's a solid dude or whatever. And then all of a sudden the waitress comes by, a stewardess, whatever. She comes by, flight attendant, whatever the fuck you're supposed to call them. She comes up, and she, can I get you gentlemen a drink? And I was like, yeah, let me get a water, please. Ice or no ice? However you make it. Stop acting like it's a fucking martini. It's all right. Just give me a water with ice. Thank you. And the guy next to me, he orders a Dewar's neat. No ice. No nothing. Just put it in there. So they bring our drinks, all right? And I'm really thirsty. So I start sucking mine down, and he just throws his back like it's nothing. Like fucking John Wayne, right before he's going to turn around and beat up three mustachioed guys in the 1930s, right? So I'm just sitting there, and everybody's getting on the flight, you know, and I'm looking around at the passengers. You know, I'm fucking doing whatever I'm doing, and all of a sudden the guy next to me, Mr. Dewars, goes to me, he goes, excuse me, he goes, are you afraid to fly? And I looked at him, I was like, what? He goes, are you afraid to fly? And I go, no, I'm not. And he goes, all right, but you know, he goes, it's okay, you know, it's okay to tell me if you're afraid to fly. And it's immediately getting weird. And I'm like, no, I'm not afraid to fly. And then I'm thinking in my head, wait, is he afraid to fly? And that's why he's drinking the way he just drank? And now he's hoping that I'm going to be afraid to fly, so he, you know, he just wants to open up? That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not afraid to fly. And he won't leave it alone. He goes, all right, because, you know, you're fidgeting, you're looking around at other passengers. And I'm sitting there looking at like, is this guy fucking serious? And I go, no. I'm not afraid to fly. So now I'm like, fuck this guy. I'm not talking to this guy for the rest of the flight. This guy's weird, man. It's like paint the picture. He's like 32-year-old, wiry, in shape, but like wiry white dude. He's got a scully cap on with fucking glasses. You know. And he goes, like, there's like a minute of silence and people are still getting on the plane. And then he goes, hey, sorry about that. Sorry, we just got off on the wrong foot. He's like, my name's so-and-so. He goes, what's your name? And then I'm thinking in my head, like, what's my name? My name's Frank. I wanted to give him like but for some reason I just wanted, it's Bill. And he goes, oh, hey, Bill. And he goes, nice to meet you. So we shake hands. And I'm just looking I don't have any poker face. I'm looking at the guy like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm not even trying to I'm not trying to be pleasant. I'm already done with this guy. So then the guy goes, oh, hey, Bill. He goes, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill? Right? Like he's fucking interrogating me. And I'm like, is this guy fucking serious? And I start doing the math in my head going, wait, is this guy like an air marshal or something? And I'm like, no, he's not. He's fucking slamming booze over here. Fuck this guy. So I just go, look, I don't have to answer your questions. That's it. And I just look straight forward. He goes, okay, now I'm concerned. Okay? I am concerned. And I'm looking at him like, concerned about what? He goes, you're fidgeting, you have issues with other passengers, and blah, 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 blah. He starts painting like this, like he's been, I don't know what the fuck, like psychologically breaking me down. All right, so now by this point, they've closed the door to the fuselage, and we're starting to taxi. And I just finally look at the guy, and I go, you know, I came up with the fight. At one point, I literally stick my hand out because he kept saying I was nervous. And I stick my hand right in front of his face, and I hold it level. Oh, that's what I did the first time, yeah. I hold it level. I go, I'm not nervous. And he goes, well, anybody can do that. And that's when I was like, fuck this guy. I'm not talking to the guy. Sorry, fuck this story up. Then he came back, got my name. Now he's going, why are you going to Indianapolis? And I finally look at him. I say, listen, pal, I'm drinking waters. You're drinking doers, okay? There's no issue over here. And then he goes, it wasn't doers. What she gave me wasn't doers. Really? What was it, some sort of spy juice? You fucking jerk off. This point, I want to punch him right through his fucking stupid wiry glasses. Right? So he's going like, you look around hostile. And I said something that just ticked him off. I was just, yeah, dude. I go, I don't have to answer your questions. All right? Leave me alone. And then he starts going like, okay, now I am really concerned right now. He goes, why are you going to Indianapolis? And I just look at him. You know what I start doing? I start doing like this Ryan Gosling. You know that little smirk, that fucking Mona Lisa smile he has as he smirks his way through all his fucking movies? I go full on Ryan Gosling. Now I'm not talking to this guy, and I just keep looking at him. And I give him that little half a smirk, and I just shake my head. That's my game now. This is my game. It's like if you're going to be a dick right now with your fucking delusional authority, right? That you're going to, like we're in fucking Guantanamo and you're going to waterboard me. Huh? There's no water. There's no board. Go fuck yourself. Here's my smirk. And I'm just going to shake my head at you like you're a fucking pathetic human being. This is what I'm doing. Right? And this is the funny thing. I'm such a dick. All I have to say to the guy is I'm a comedian. I'm going to do a sold out show there. And that would make him back off. But I'm a dick. I'm like, fuck this guy. I want to see where this is going. So now he's all fucking amped up. And he starts dropping he's saying the F word. He's sitting there going, if you don't fucking answer my question right fucking now, I am going to hit that call button. We're sitting there taxiing down the fucking, getting in the line. I'm going to fucking hit this fucking button if you blah, 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 blah. And I'm just fucking Mona Lisa smile, smirking, just shaking my head like you are a fucking retard, right? So now he's saying the F word so much. The lady who's sitting in front of me, diagonally in front, right in front of him, turns around and looks at us. And now my heart's racing. I'm like, where's this going? This is going to be great. I am 100% fucking innocent. This guy's drunk, and I think he's going to hit that button. Oh, I got a feeling he's going to hit that button. What's going to happen, right? I want to see what the pilot looks like. Let's see where the fuck this is going, right? So he goes, if you don't fuck, he starts bringing his hand up to the button, going, I'm going to hit that button. You don't think I'll fucking do it? I'll hit that button. And I'm sitting there smirking at him, thinking in my head, go ahead, hit the fucking button. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, right? So finally, now he wants to hit the button, and he can't fucking find it. And it's in defense of him, I couldn't find it either. I was looking up there. I half wanted to hit it myself. Then he finally finds it, and he hits it. Boom, right? And now I'm just like, holy shit, what's going to happen? And he's sitting there going, yeah, huh? You want to fucking play this game? You want to fucking play this game? And I was surprised. I mean, it took like 30 seconds before a flight attendant, the one who gave him the booze, which evidently wasn't booze, comes over. And at this point, we're like doing that shit where we're behind a plane. We're almost ready to take off. Like we're pulling up and then stopping, pulling up and then stopping as planes are taking off. So she goes, yeah, what's the problem over here? And he goes, I'm not comfortable to fly with this guy. This guy, he's fidgeting. He's looking around at other fucking people, blah, 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 blah. He's doing all this thing, right? And then the stewardess looks at me, and I'm just sitting there fucking, my little smirk, just shaking my head. And I'm just looking at this dude, just shaking my head like this guy's out of his fucking mind. I don't say a word. And this guy goes on and on and on about his fucking psychobabble about how I'm this security risk. So she goes, okay, any other passengers? Have you noticed anything? She's talking to everybody first class at this point. Has anybody noticed anything odd about this guy? And the lady who was sitting right in front of the dude diagonally from me turns around. She goes, yeah, I've been listening to this guy berating this other passenger. She's on my side. And I haven't said a fucking word. This is great. And I'm just sitting there smirking. Then the stewardess looks at me, and I shrug my shoulders like, I don't know what to tell you. So finally she said, sir, do you have anything to add to this? And I just said, look, I'm just a guy trying to go to Indianapolis. This guy over here, he starts slamming his doors. I kind of felt like a rat when I said that. I go, he's slamming his doors. Next thing you know, he's dropping the F-bomb to me. Then I'm thinking, oh, fuck. I just said bomb, right? Fortunately, nothing happens. So now the male stewardess comes over, right? Now he's going like, what's going on? And the captain of now at this point, we've pulled over and the plane has stopped. 250 people trying to get to Indianapolis, and jerk off over here who can't hold his fucking alcohol, who just watched Person of Interest I guess, evidently. I have no fucking idea. Now the plane is stopped. This fucking jerk off has stopped the plane, interrogating a goddamn comedian like I'm in the fucking Taliban and like he works for the CIA, right? So now we're just sitting there. And the captain is up front in the plane, like, saying to the stewardess, basically relaying, do I really have to fucking come back there? This is the last flight of the night. Is there really a goddamn problem? And that was the vibe. And they finally said to the douche sitting next to me, are you going to be okay to fly with him? And at that point, it appeased his fucking ego that he was somehow in control. And he goes like, you know what? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So they go, okay. So now the plane's going again. And now we fucking come around, and he's sitting there he's in my ear. And at this point, I am like the fucking laugh you hear me doing the podcast. That's what I'm doing. And he's sitting there going, he goes, you know what? I'm glad you, I hope you fucking do. I hope you fucking try something. I hope you fucking try something when we're up there. I really hope you fucking try something. And I'm just fucking like gut busting, laughing, shaking. Like, what are you going to fucking do to me? What are you going to do to me? Huh? You going to punch me in the face, you fucking wiry jackass? With your fucking glasses on? You know? That's a federal offense. You're going to go to jail if you do that or something. I don't know what, right? So I'm just sitting there fucking laughing at the guy going, I actually, at one point, I put my fucking little eye pillow thing on, you know, like I'm going to sleep. Oh, I had that out too when the stewardess was talking to me. I was like putting it on as this total mind fuck. Like, I don't know what this guy is. I'm just trying to go to Indianapolis. I'm going to sleep. And so I got my fucking eye thing on, right? As he's sitting there threatening me. I was going total passive aggressive. It's like, dude, I'm so not concerned with you. I'm literally putting a blindfold on. All right? So this fucking guy, he starts going. He goes, you think you fucking won this? You think you fucking won this? He goes, you know my dad is? My dad, he started saying his dad's some major CEO in Indianapolis. Doesn't it sound like a fucking made-up story? I swear to God, this is all true. He goes, my dad is a major CEO in Indianapolis, and I will have you fucking arrested. And the lady turns around again. I will have you fucking arrested the second we get on the ground. I'm thinking, like, for what? For what? Sitting here? You fucking loser. Learn how to hold your alcohol. All right? And he starts describing the view that I'm going to have when I go to jail, like some fucking Law and Order episode. Oh, you're going to love it. You'll be able to see Lucas Oil Field and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there cracking up, laughing. And then there's this pause, right? And I'm thinking, he finally shut the fuck up. It's like a 3-4 minute pause. He finally just gave up because I wasn't giving him anything. I was just laughing and shaking my head. I was being a dick to him. I was, because I was enjoying it. And then there was like a 3-minute pause. And then all of a sudden he just goes, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill? So we're like 20 minutes into the flight. And I got to be honest with you, my adrenaline was so going during all of that because I knew I didn't do anything wrong, but I thought we were literally going to go back and there was going to be fucking cops there. And like if the fucking stewardess or the pilot asked me who I am and where I'm going, I'm going to tell them. I respect your authority. You're just you don't have any fucking authority. I don't have to answer your questions. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had with another human being. Like when somebody thinks that they have power and you know they don't. And all they can do is just keep bluffing and raising their voice and start cursing at you. And if you just start laughing at them, the look on their face is fucking priceless. So the last thing he said, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill? Right? And I fucking started howling, just fucking holding my stomach, shaking my head. And with my fucking eye pillow thing on, right? And I know I'm going to get a ton of shit that I wear one of those. They're fucking underrated. Get the one at Brookstone where it's literally a pillow. I'm telling you, you could fall asleep 12 noon facing the sun. It's awesome. So anyways, like after he asked me what where you going, Bill? There was like a 10-minute, probably 10 minutes had gone by, and I can't fucking sleep because it's so funny to me, and I can't wait to tell the story to every comic I know. I can't wait to try it on stage to see if it's funny or whatever. So finally I just fuck it. Maybe I'll just get on my computer. And I bring up my eye pillow, and I got to look at the guy because I know he's fucking staring at me, waiting for me to do something, right? So I lift it up. I get my fucking Mona Lisa smile going, and I look over at the guy, and dude, he is fucking passed out. He looked like he got shot. He was sitting there like his head was just hanging straight down, and anytime the plane moved, like his head was, he looked like he got knocked out. And for the rest of the fucking flight, old fucking, what's Matt Damon's character's name? Jack Ryan. Old fucking Jack Ryan over here is just, the sky marshal, the fucking booze bag, and God knows what else he was on. He was just completely out, passed out for the rest of the fucking flight. And this is how much a dick I am. I was having so much fun with this guy. I can't sleep. So I start slamming waters because I want to have to get up and take a piss just to see if this guy's going to freak out because this security risk is getting up. And the joke was on me. He never regained consciousness. And then I really had to take a piss, but I'm such a stubborn fuck. I was holding it because I wanted to make sure he was awake when I got up. Because I was going to give him a little smirk, and then I was going to get up, see if he hit the call button again. But he didn't. He didn't wake up till we hit the ground. And then it's funny. Then he woke up, and it was like 4 hours later, so now he had kind of slept off whatever the fuck this guy was on. And I'm sitting there smirking, waiting for the guy to start talking to me. He won't look at me. And I think at that point he kind of fucking realized that maybe he got a little too patriotic. So we stop at the gate and everything, and we're going to get up. So I grab my shit, I get up, and I'm just kind of looking at him, and he won't look at me. And then the lady who was sitting in front of me had this big smile on her face. She goes, how you doing? And I went, good. I go, that was an interesting one. And I said it really loud so the guy heard, and he didn't say anything. And this is what he did to try to save face. His pillow was kind of stuck behind his shoulder in like a weird place. So he was frustrated with it. So he ripped it out from behind him and kind of threw it down on the floor and went, ugh, like he tried to do some caveman grunt to try to still have some sort of, I don't know what. So that was my flight to Indianapolis, people. You know what? How far into the fucking podcast are we? That was a long fucking story. You know what it is? I'm worn out. I don't give a I watched that fucking game yesterday and we lost. And Nia was going to go see Lady Gaga last night. And at the last second, her friend bailed. Actually, the day before, her friend bailed. So she goes, do you want to go? Would you go with me? And I was just like, yeah, I'll fucking go to that. I'll go to it. You know, I'm a comedian. I need to know what the fuck's going on in pop culture. I will go to this stuff. And I will go to this thing. And she goes, do you realize how funny it's going to be if somebody who listens to your podcast is at that thing and sees you at that? And I said, yeah, it's going to be fucking hilarious. So I went down there, getting ready to see, No, let's tell this in chronological order. I'm watching the Patriots game over a buddy of mine's house, and I'm just pounding beers. I don't know why. I bought a 12-pack. They were set up And I just felt like I had to knock them all down. And I think I had at least 7 of them, if not 8. Somebody else was digging into them, too. I can't fucking remember. You know, one of those things where you're not really totally hammered, but you forget your sunglasses. You know, like that kind of level drunk. So now I got to race home. And, you know, I shut myself off in the third quarter just like I'm at the game. I just start drinking waters and eating fucking chicken wings and shit. And sober up, jump in the car, drive home, put on a shirt. No, wait, no, we took a cab. That's right. We ended up taking a cab over to Staples Center, and we missed the opening act, which I'm like bonus because I know I'm not going to like them. And we come fucking walking into the Staples Center, and right as the show starts, and Lady Gaga comes out of a fake castle on a horse and starts walking around the arena. You know, they do that big thing now where they got like the big fucking half a semicircle loop with a bunch of fucking raving kids in the middle of it. And that's what started it off. And then she sang one of her songs. And then she went back into the castle. And then all of a sudden, it looked like it was a turkey with its legs spread. And she came out of the vagina of that, unzipped it, and came out of that, you know. And then sang another fucking song. You know, a bunch of shredded gay guys, all 5, 6, 7, 8, all at the same fucking time. And then she just starts spewing this fucking self-help horse shit. You know? Doing that stupid dramatic pause to milk the crowd. She's just like, you know, it's great to be here tonight, Los Angeles. And everybody's like, wah! And she's just like, I got a message out there for anyone who's ever felt different. If you feel different, no, blah, 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 and all this fucking bullshit about being different. It was literally like, it was like gay Spinal Tap. And it was honestly, it was a terrible fucking show. Terrible show. The fucking dancing was terrible. She can sing, but she stinks at dancing. She's on a fucking horse. She comes out of a vagina. How many times has that been done? Why'd you come out of the vagina, Lady Gaga? Let me guess. This album was a rebirth for you? You fucking hack. Ripping off Madonna right and left. First of all, she's got that one song that I don't know what Madonna's song is. I never know. Whenever I hear it, I start singing the other Madonna song. She's ripping off Madonna right down. She had a black Jesus. And the crowd's eating it up. And at first I'm like, you got to be fucking, she's doing the black Jesus thing? Like a prayer? Am I the only guy? And I looked around. I was like, oh my God, I'm old. I'm old. I'm fucking old. And I'm sitting there and all I want to do is just start trashing. I want to start heckling, which I did a couple times. And Nia just gave me the look and I was like, I can't ruin this for her. She was going to go here with somebody else who was going to be waving glow sticks. And I agreed to come here. I can't be a cunt. So I'm not going to lie to you. I sat down after the first fucking song. And it was really difficult to listen to. It was really fucking annoying. Way more annoying than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be all right, you know. Still going to be on some level. I'll appreciate it. This is pop shit. I can try to come here and enjoy this shit. And it just really wasn't a good show. I can't fucking... Oh, with the stupid dramatic pauses. Why do singers always have to look up in the air halfway through a sentence and just get another applause break? I saw a band the other night in this little fucking club, and the guy was doing that. He was like, you know, this is the first time. Then he looks up at the ceiling, and it's just dead silence. And then the crowd always gives in to the fucking silence. I don't know if they feel uncomfortable with it, and they just feel they have to fill it up by going, woo! And then the guy finishes the sentence, that we've been in Los Angeles in 3 years. It's like, why couldn't you just complete that sentence? Why couldn't you just go, hey, you know, this is the first time we've been in Los Angeles for like 3 years. And we're happy to be back because you guys are great fans. You could do that in like fucking, what was that? How long did it take me to say that? 3.5 seconds? It takes him like 30 seconds. Los Angeles is a city. That's on the west coast of this country, and you know. Oh, it's fucking horrible. So anyways, Lady Gaga's on stage. I can't believe I have this fucking story. I feel like I dreamed it. She just goes, she finishes another one of her fucking horseshit songs. I think at that point she was like dry humping a yak to protest some sort of Middle Eastern thing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And by the way, her drummer was the shit. And I really would have enjoyed watching him, but he appeared to be in the dungeon section inside the fucking castle. Because God forbid there's somebody else out on the fucking stage taken away from your fucking horseshit. Oh, my God. And then she had two plants in the crowd. Two clear fucking plants. She calls some fucking young gay kid on the crowd and tells him it's okay. And the kid starts fucking. It's like, how did you get his number? When did you get his number? How did they have him mic'd up? How can I hear this guy clear as fucking day talking into a fucking cell phone that's going through the roof of the Staples Center to outer space, back down to the fucking, through the roof again to Lady Gaga, who's got drapes around her fucking head, right? Crowd's eating it up. Like, oh my God, she's a saint. Look at her reaching out, right? And then the worst part was she's sitting there dancing around. And she's only a little bit better a dancer than I am, and I'm fucking horrific. So she's up there. And then she goes, where's that guy with the green hair in the crowd? Get up on the stage, because she's so down to earth. And the green-haired dude gets up on the fucking stage, shirtless, shredded, right? So right there, it's a plant. Although there were a lot of gay guys there, and gay guys are always fucking shredded. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. So the shirtless, fucking shredded dude with the green hair gets on, runs up the runway, doing his best to act like he's shocked. And then they go into this fucking dance routine, and this dude knows every fucking move, right down to when to leave with the other dancers and walk into the castle. It's like, why is he going into the castle? I thought he was just some random guy you pulled out of the fucking crowd. Shouldn't he go back to his goddamn seat? How much of a grumpy cunt am I that I'm really ripping this shit apart? It was fucking, I gotta tell you, I was really disappointed. I felt like I put myself in the headspace where I could enjoy this. I was already 7 beers in. I grabbed a little bit of McDonald's on the way in. I had a quarter pounder with cheese with some French fries. I'm like, all right, let's see this. I know she can sing, so it should be halfway decent. And it just was, ending the songs and then just sitting there with fucking, every time, drapes around her face. It's like, when are you just going to accept your nose? We get it. You don't like your nose, but you're afraid to get a nose job because you think it's going to change the sound of your voice. Just when are you're sitting there telling all these young gay kids it's okay that they're different, and here it is, you can't even accept your face, walking around like that chick from The Ring, your hair all in your goddamn face. It's so fucking awful. And finish it every song, and then she just sit there, all wrapped in drapes, and then being all like. Breathing into the mic, which was super fucking annoying. And then she was like, I hope you guys are having a good time tonight. Because if you're not, I don't give a fuck. I said, I don't give a fuck. And the whole crowd goes nuts. And then she proceeds to give a fucking speech about how much she doesn't give a fuck. Goes over to another shredded gay guy fucking backup dancer. Hey, fucking soliloquy. Do you give a fuck? He's like, I don't give a fuck either. I think that's when I heckled. And I got my first dirty look from there. Because it's literally like, if you don't give a fuck, get on with the not giving a fuck. Why would you stop and give a speech? That's something I've learned in life is if you don't give a fuck, you don't say you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, other people, they recognize it, and they say it for you. Hey, dude, you know that kid Mike? Yeah, dude, that kid, he doesn't give a fuck. Seriously, that kid, and then you tell the fucking story. But Mike isn't walking around going, telling everybody that he doesn't give a fuck. She clearly gives a fuck. She gives a fuck how she looks. I don't think she likes the way she looks, and I think that's why she's fucking walking around with an Afghan or fucking, I don't know what you call it, upholstery all over her fucking face. I don't know. Whatever. Should I just enjoy the I don't know, the fucking, I don't know what. I was really, I mean, as dumb as this sounds, I went there with some sort of expectations, and I just, I thought the drummer was the best part of the fucking show, and he was in a castle, and I couldn't fucking see him. Granted, his drumsticks were lit up, so I could see some of the shit that he was doing, but I don't know. And then there was some sort of story going on. I felt like they were like workshopping a musical, and they didn't really have the full story. There just kept being this face that would glow up, and it was Lady Gaga's, and she would just be speaking monotone like she was some sort of zombie, which I guess was supposed to give it some sort of depth. Can you guys believe that somebody 44, going to be 45, is wasting this much time talking about how I was disappointed at a Lady Gaga concert, as if that fucking show in any shape or form was designed to appeal to some fucking redheaded cunt like me, Whatever. I had to get that out because there's a chance in the end might be coming down to the podcast. And I did a real good job not taking the piss out of that show when I was there and not ruining it for her. But anyways, it was really bad. You know what I mean? Even Madonna concerts back in the fucking day. Oh, that was another thing that she fucking said. She was going like, when I started out, dramatic pause. People didn't think that I could bring the underground gay scene to the mainstream. It's like, why are you ignoring Madonna? Didn't Madonna do that like 20 years ago? Didn't the Village People kind of start it? You know what's funny about, like, that shit was so fucking underground in the 70s, right into the 80s, that morons like me didn't know that like half the people you were listening to were gay. Even though like you'd be listening to a band called Queen and the guy's prancing around in fucking, I don't know what diapers, adult diapers. I don't know what he was doing, walking around barefoot. You still had, the music was, you still didn't know. I watched the other day, I was watching this Judas Priest concert. I forget where the fuck they were. It was like in the early 80s. And Rob Halford is coming out like in like literally fucking like this S&M outfit. And you had no fucking idea. I don't know. There's like 20 guys like that. It was still underground. But like that Madonna shit, when she did all that Vogan crap, that was like almost 25 years at this point. So I don't know. I think that's just what it is. I think I'm just an old fucking guy. And I imagine when I was watching whatever the fuck I was watching, they were all going, dude, Zeppelin did this like 15 years ago, as I'm sitting there freaking out watching a band called Cinderella. I think that was the point of it. No offense to Lady Gaga fans. I think I just realized how fucking old I was. All right. And I just watched my team lose.
Guess what? I went down to the Comedy Store yesterday for my first set since my last show in New York. And I went down there. I had the best fucking time. I tried out all this new material. And I actually walked into the Comedy Store. And, they have the original room. And then they have the main room. The original room is part of the original club when they just bought half of it. It used to be a nightclub called Ciro's. And where the original room sits, I think, was the back of the main room. So, anyways, whatever. Come out to L.A. Just walk in. Take a look at it. So I go, what's going on in the main room? And they go, Dick Gregory. I go, what? They go, Dick Gregory. I go, Dick Gregory is on stage right now? And they were like, yeah. And I went in there, and the guy was fucking hilarious. Still funny as hell, still edgy. Talking about topical stuff. He was talking about Paris. He was talking about all this just right up-to-date stuff. He was fucking amazing. So that gave me a charge. So then I go into the original room. They bring me up. I start doing my thing. Everything's going great. I did my little wage gap joke, and then I get off stage. Thanks a lot. And all of a sudden, this lady, she comes up to me, and then she just wants to present her case. She's like, well, actually, I'm in my mid-30s, and now I'm at an age now that when I go out with a guy, he wants to go Dutch. He expects me to pay for half. And then I just go, well, yeah, you should. You know? You should. I don't think it's asking too much. You're in your 30s. You've demonstrated that you're not a first-round draft pick at this point. You know, you're fucked up like me. So, I know I'm fucked up. I know you're fucked up. Or maybe too driven to commit to anything. So, you know, we got to keep each other at arm's length here, right? So I pay for my shit, you pay for your shit. I couldn't even listen to, like, that's your big fucking complaint in life, that for the first 30 years you got free fucking food and drinks. Like, as a guy, do you know how far back into my life I got them? They get to live like 8-year-olds. Remember when you were a kid, you just walked around? As a kid, you had no money. You went out with your parents. You had a whole fucking day. You ate. You had drinks. You fucking, no, not booze, but, you know, got yourself a high C, whatever the hell you had. You know, went to a ball game, whatever. You never went in your pockets. The life of a kid. You know? You essentially, not like, look, I obviously know women don't just not pay for fucking anything, but I'm just saying that when they get courted, you know, you don't have to pay for shit, generally speaking. Right? So anyway, so she comes up to me. I just didn't want to fucking hear it. And I made the mistake. I treated her like a guy, and I feel bad. I just gave her shit. And then she was like, oh, you're being mean and everything. I'm like, it's a comedy club. We're comedians. This is what we do. And then she wanted to make her fucking point. And I just, you know, I said, all right. And I just walked away. And then, of course, I made the mistake of asking another comic. I go, was I just too mean there? And he's like, yeah, no. Comedian will never say you're too mean. They'll, no, say, you know, seemed about right. Felt like the right level of it. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like when I'm standing on stage and you could heckle me while I'm making my point. Instead, you don't. You wait till I get off stage, and then you want to have some fucking, you know, Charlie Rose conversation about what the fuck you think of the joke. I don't give a shit at that point. I would much rather that you yell out during my show. Like, hey, I'm in my 30s. I got to pay for a date. Then we could have had that hilarious conversation, a little back and forth. But instead, you know, I got to get off stage, and then you come up to me like I'm being debriefed after my shift. You know what I mean? See where I went right, see where I went wrong. Like, I don't want to fucking hear that. But you're more than welcome to heckle me. I don't give a shit. I don't care about that, you know? I'm up there. It's me and the mic stand. You know, I feel safe. Who's kidding you? I was probably too much of an asshole. What do you want from me?
A little bit of advice here. Listen to this fucking situation this guy got himself into. All right, Bill, my girlfriend is 10 years older than me. Oh, Jesus. She has 2 kids. Oh, Jesus. And has been married and divorced twice. Dude, what the fuck? I'm 26. Jesus Christ. College graduate. Has any of this made any sense to any of you? Would anybody else be out there, 26, college fucking graduate, have a girlfriend 10 years older than you with 2 kids who's been married and divorced twice? Good God, man. He goes, I consider myself somewhat intelligent. I'm sure you are, but not in this area. By that, I mean you should have no problem understanding this email. Well, yeah, I know. Everybody trashes me. I know. I'm the worst when it comes to reading this shit. So anyways, here we go. He says, 4 weeks ago, I found text messages to some dude on my girlfriend's phone that, although innocent enough, made it clear that whoever she was texting was on more familiar grounds than just some work colleague or a friend. Jesus Christ, dude. Is there going to be a happy ending here? I confronted her about it, and it predictably led to a lot of finger pointing. We went back and forth for a few days and aired out our grievances, but it seemed agreeable. Now he makes, I guess, point number 2. 2 more weeks pass by, and lo and behold, I find more text messages from the same fucking guy. At first, I tell myself, okay, maybe she can't break things off with this dude so quickly.
Jesus Christ, dude. You know, sometimes liberal thought is a great thing. Like, let's have a fair fucking trial for somebody before we hang them from the nearest tree. But then there's times it's fucking stupid. This is just liberal thought to the, I mean, how much of a benefit of the doubt can you give somebody, you know? So he goes, so I confront her about it. And this leads to another round of finger pointing, at which point she tells me to pack my shit and leave. Well, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, before I read the rest of it, that's fucking great. You didn't have to do any dirty work. You're out. You're fucking out. So anyways, he goes, we're separated for a week when she asked me to come back and move in. Dude, this chick is a fucking psycho. Here we go. We talk about our future together. How sorry she is to have done that to me, etc., etc. For fuck's sakes, we were even talking about getting married when things finally fucking evened out. I was full of piss and vinegar and felt vindicated that I was the one wronged in the whole situation, and that she was actually making good by taking responsibility for what she had done. Dude, taking responsibility would have been fucking after... Dude, the second you see those weird texts, I'm telling you right now, just get out of the relationship. There isn't, oh, sorry about that. No, that's it. It's over. It's fucking over. But whatever. You're 26. I guess you still haven't learned. I was dumb in my 20s, so here we go. Let's read the rest of this. All was well and good until she didn't come home this Thursday night, November 11th. She came in Friday morning with no explanation, no apology, no nothing. She asked me to give her some more time, but I decided to cut bait and just get the fuck out of the situation. Hang on a second, everybody. Sorry, I had to give him a little applause break there. Of course, now I'm racked with guilt of leaving the woman I loved and lived with for the past 5 fucking years. You got with her when you were 21, dude? She was 31. Wait, let's do the math. She was 31. You were 21. She was already married twice. All right, this chick's a psycho. And you know what that means? She's fucking great in bed. You were 21. She fucking devastated you with fucking her pussy, right? Best blowjob you ever had. Isn't that what happened? And next thing you know, you were too young and dumb, and you fell for her. Ah, Jesus Christ. You stayed there for 5 fucking years. So anyway, I guess this chick's still calling him, telling him she still wants to get back together. I feel like every time I sack up and do what I think is best for me, she wants me back. And every time when I do what's best for us as a couple, she uses that as an opportunity to fuck with me all over again. Yes, yes. You're absolutely right. Listen to your gut. This guy, see, he knows the fucking answers. He's listening to his gut. Good fucking man. Is it just that chicks can't handle a guy that is emotionally invested, or do I just happen to be dealing with one of those sociopaths that doesn't give a fuck what she does so long as it suits her in the moment? Yes. There's plenty of fucking good women. Well, there's not plenty of good women. There's good women out there, all right? Just like a good man's hard to find. Finding a good woman is also difficult, all right? But no, you happen to be dealing with an absolute fucking sociopath. All right? She had a fucked up childhood. Something happened to her. She either got touched, her fucking dad took off. I don't know. Or she just got she got one of those bad brains. You know? I can tell you guys my theory on that. The A brain, the B brain, and the C brain. The A brain is the genius. The B brain is the, dude, he's a good fucking shit. You know? Fitzy. And then the C brain is you're a fucking mouth-breathing moron. All right? And when it comes to being a sociopath, that's just like getting an option on the car. All brains come with that option. It's all available. Like satellite radio. You know, you can get satellite radio in a fucking Bentley. You can also get it in my fucking Prius. All right? So, did that make any fucking sense? You got a sociopath with the fucking... She could even have the A brain. That's the sad thing about having a fucked up childhood. She could actually be a fucking genius. But she's got that sociopath shit, so... Tell her to go call fucking Dr. Drew. All right? And you get the fuck out of the relationship. So anyways, he'd say, I'd imagine you'd agree that I did the right thing. But it always helps to get a little bit of better perspective on it. Dude, I totally understand. You've been in a 5-year relationship. You're emotionally invested in this shit. So you know what the right thing to do is. But your emotions keep fucking with you. All right? So what you got to know is just look, going through a breakup is painful. All right? It's not going to not be painful. But just because it's painful doesn't mean that it's not the right thing to do. You are 100 fucking percent doing the right fucking thing. You're 26 years old. You're in the prime of your fucking life. All right? Get out of that situation, okay? She's 10 years older than you. By the time you're 29, she's going to be hitting fucking menopause. All right? Or something like that. Whatever. Sliding into it. I have no fucking idea what she's going to be doing. She's going to be wearing those mom jeans at that point. If she's not already. Which I don't think she is. She's probably that fucking, that anorexic cougar look. Where they got a varicose vein in between their fucking, you can see their breastplate. Jesus Christ, Bill, stay on topic. Yeah, so dude, just get out of that. Hang out with your fucking fellas. Hang out with your buddies. Go out and fucking have some beers. Join a gym. Get fucking shredded. Go out and start talking shit when you're ready. But don't go back to that, man. You dodged a fucking bullet. The fact that you were with her for 5 years and you didn't knock her up and you got out of it, and even after 5 years, you're only 26 years old. You made the best fucking move you're going to make. All right? And now this is what you need to do. You've been in a relationship for 5 years. You need to be single for at least a fucking year and a half. And I don't mean just be single and fucking booze. Figure out what the fuck you're looking for. All right? And when you meet a girl, if she doesn't have it, just bang her and leave. There's nothing wrong with having a good fucking time, but do not get sucked into another fucking relationship because you're gonna have to go through this shit again. Where you're just sitting there and it's fucking wrong, but you don't want to go through the fucking pain of it, and you keep coming back. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. Good for you, sir. I'm fucking proud of you. You did the right thing. You're sort of fucking wavering because you're going through the emotions. You're only 26. You got with her when you were 21. It's probably your first major fucking breakup. So it's acceptable that you fucked up and went back that second time. But do not go back again. And if any of your fucking friends are listening to this, don't let them do that shit. All right? Tie him to a fucking bar stool and start throwing drinks down his throat. Yeah, it was fucking raining out. This is one thing I've learned. That when you go to a football game and you're dealing with the elements, the more of a douchebag you look like, the warmer you're going to be. All right? I saw the rain and I said, fuck this. And we went right to Dick's Sporting Good and I'm like, I'm going to buy a raincoat with the matching raincoat slacks. I don't give a fuck. I bought a pair of wool socks. And I was good to go. So I'm with Verzi, and, they only had like 2 raincoats left, and they were the exact same color. This fucking grape slush puppy purple. So we both have matching extra large fucking we got the jackets and the pants like we're working at a fucking airport. And we're bringing in the fucking Soul plane, right? That was a purple airplane, right? That's what we look like. So we show up to the game, right? Neither one of us is comfortable because neither one of us is a Jets or a Bills fan, so we're in enemy territory. And it's fucking drizzling out. It's fucking cold. So I proceed to put on this Barney the Dinosaur outfit, right? And right off the bat, Verzi starts punking out, going, "Man, I'm just gonna wear the top. I'm just gonna wear the top," trying to act like it's not raining out that bad. The reality is he didn't want to go through the hazing that he would have to if the two of us walked in with our purple on purple fucking raincoats times 2. We would have got a ton of shit, and I was prepared to take it. I had a whole fucking silly walk I was going to be doing. I don't give a fuck. So he punked out. So we end up walking in, but my head's cold, right? All I have is a baseball cap on, so I'm like, fuck, I got to buy a hat. Can I buy a Bills? Who gives a fuck? They're in last place. Maybe I'll buy a Bills hat. And then I saw this one with a Patriot logo on it. I said, fuck it, I'll get that one. So I put that one on. I'm nice and warm. We go to Will Call. We pick up our tickets. We go into that high school football stadium that they have out there that I actually love. Looks like an old school football stadium. You know what I like about that football stadium? That's about the size of a football stadium that holds real fans. You know what I mean? All these new ones that hold like 100,000 fucking people. That's all the bandwagon shitheads. When you're 0-4, the real fucking fans show up, or 0-3, right? So we walk into the goddamn stadium. We're loving life, right? I'm already laughing at Verzi because I know damn well what's going to happen. He's going to walk out there. There's going to be some shitty little plastic seat that's going to be covered in fucking water. And the only way he's going to be able to absorb it is through his goddamn jeans and his fucking BVDs. And then he's going to be sitting there with a wrinkled up nutsack that's going to be getting hypothermia by second quarter. Why do I know this? Because I've been there. So we get a couple of beers. We get this fucking beef on a stick or whatever the fuck they call it. We're good to go. We go in there, sit down. He sits basically down in a fucking puddle. He tried to stick a newspaper down, which is very absorbent. And I don't know. We sat there, and I had hope for about 8 seconds in that game, and the Jets came down and they just kicked the shit out of him. Christ, they kicked the shit out of him! And it was just over. So immediately, our solution is just to start drinking the way we drank at the Masters. We're like, fuck it, let's get going here, right? So we're making trip after trip, and all of a sudden, I got to take a piss, right? So I go, and I'm standing in line, and all of a sudden, this fucking 6'5", goofy-looking jackass. One of those guys who's like 6'5", but you still think you can take him because he's just covered in baby fat. You know, he's got a couple of whiskers on his chin, and his cheeks are rosier than St. Nick, right? He's got this jersey on and this big, stupid, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan with the horns on it and stuff, you know. He's the wacky guy. So I'm not even thinking shit, right? This is Bills Jets. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not talking any shit. I'm fine. I forgot I was wearing my Patriots hat. And all of a sudden, this big, goofy jackass starts going, what's what you had? What, you a Patriots fan? You like the Rats? We got a rat over here, the Rats. He likes the fucking Rats. And this shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. He starts giving me shit. I start giving him shit back. And then the weirdest fucking thing happened. By the time I get in to the actual men's room, I've given these people so much fucking shit that actually there's Bills and Jets fans at a Bills and Jets game. They're playing each other. They stopped giving each other shit, and they teamed up together and started giving me shit, right? And then I just said, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like I was on stage because it was like a crowd. I wasn't thinking like, hey, you know what, Bill? You really haven't had a fight outside of your family since maybe playing fucking street hockey in the 6th grade. I didn't give a fuck. I'm in a goddamn bathroom waiting to take a piss in a goddamn trough, by the way. And then they just started giving me, fucking, this one dude starts going, Tom Brady sucks dick. He sucks dick. And he's like miming it like ridiculously well. So I'm like, hey, you know, buddy, you do that real well. He goes, I learned it by watching Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, yeah, did you rent that porno, you fucking fag? Gets a little uglier. Then this other dude, I can't remember what the hell he was saying to me. And I just said, look, I'm sorry you guys have never won a Super Bowl. You know? Then the Jets fan pipes in. I go, do you realize the last time you guys won a Super Bowl, Charlie Chaplin was still alive? Do you understand that? Do you know what cars look like the last time you won, you fucking morons? And then this other guy, I go, dude, we've won 3 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, right? And then the guy goes, well, you didn't play in the games. I go, neither did you. Then he's just standing there with this dumb look on his face. I go, that's right. Keep staring forward. You got nothing. Forgetting that I don't know how to fight. So all of a sudden, it's my turn to piss. I take my dick out. I'm ready to piss. And one of these fucking pussies pushed me in the back, hoping that I was pissing at the time. Fortunately, I wasn't. So I turn around. I put my dick away because I'm a gentleman. I said, I go, is that how you guys do it out here? Really? I go, which one of you guys pushed me? Like I'm fucking Jackie Chan. And for some reason, none of them said anything. I don't know if it was my purple on purple raincoat or the look of fire in my eye, but I'm a fucking 42-year-old balding redhead talking shit in there, and none of them said anything. So now it's kind of funny to me. I felt like I was in like the World Series of Poker, and I went all in, and I didn't have a hand whatsoever. So I don't know who the fuck pushed me, but that's what, I mean, come on. Bitchiest move of the fucking week. How do you do that? How do you push another man when he's got his goddamn dick out trying to piss into a fucking trough. I mean, how do you get lower than that? Do you guys have any ideas? How do you get lower than that? So then, after none of them said anything, I go back and I start taking a piss. And then that other dude who was miming somebody sucking a dick unbelievably well, right? He's next to me with one of those stupid hats that has the toggles on the side. And he's still trying to give me shit. And I'm going, go fuck yourself. And then he just starts screaming over and over again. Are you looking at my dick? Are you looking at my dick? Like, maniacally, like 5 times. I just sort of stared at him like, why do you keep going this gay angle? Like, why is there always, I don't know. I think he was one of those guys, he was kind of in the closet. And then, so he just goes to football games and he gets really drunk, trying to just kill the feelings. I think he liked me, is what I'm saying. So if he's listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm spoken for. You fucking pansy. You fucking believe that? First of all, what's wrong with me? I really replayed all of that in my head because once I got out of there, I was like, I really started thinking like, what did you think you were going to do in there? They're not Clint Eastwood, yet saying things Clint Eastwood would say. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if I've said this before in a podcast. A public bathroom is the worst fucking place to ever get into a fight. There is nothing soft. Everything is porcelain, pipes, that concrete floor, and then it has a mist of piss and shit. It's just it's the worst place ever. You know? Not to mention it usually starts evidently when one person has begun the pissing process. So, older, little bit wiser. So then I'm standing in line to go get some more alcohol because God knows that's what you need after an incident like that. And I was just kind of just sitting there thinking like, all right, now how should I have played that? It should have ended when the dude with the water buffalo hat started giving me shit. What I should have done was roll with it. You like the Patriots? I should have been like, yeah, you guys scored 30 on us last week, man. You guys look great, man. I bet the Jets. I bet against the Jets. I hope you guys. I should have just ended it with that. Ended it. I should have extended an olive branch. That's what I should have done. In the future, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because that was a potentially ugly situation, but fortunately, I think the people who were doing it, had jobs and no one wanted to get sued and no one was willing to take it to that level. And when I say fortunately, I mean for me and my face. Oh, do you know how bad that would have been to get stomped in that fucking purple on purple raincoat, laying there with my dirty fucking Patriots hat? And my team wasn't even playing. I would have lost the lawsuit. They would have been like, let me get this straight. You're a Patriots fan. You wore a Patriots hat to a Bills-Jets game, and you somehow managed to get the shit kicked out of you? What the fuck did you say? That's one of the great things about being a guy is you actually have to take responsibility for your actions. See, a woman would be like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. I don't care what happened. You don't hit a girl. Which is true. You don't hit a fucking girl. But there's no learning in that. There's no lesson. Even my best friends would have been like, yeah, those guys are fucking assholes. But there would have been an awkward pause. And it would have been like, dude, what the fuck are you talking shit for? By yourself at a game when your team isn't even fucking playing. What's wrong with you? You're 42 years old. Get your shit together. And they would have been right.
All right, girlfriend flirting. Girlfriend flirting. Hello, Red Billy Boy. I have a question for the podcast. I met a great girl 6 months ago. She's a real lady, and she prides herself on being honest and loyal. That's a red flag. Anybody who says, I pride myself on being honest and loyal, I just feel like they're already fucking... that's like Roger Clemens when he used to always do the workout videos. for the local TV. Look how hard he works out. And you find out he's fucking, doing roids or whatever the fuck he got busted for. Here's another one I noticed. I watched a lot of reality TV with my wife, and she watches the fucking The Apprentice, Donald Trump. This is what I learned. Anybody who uses that expression, lead, follow, or get out of the way, right? They're always a fucking moron. And they're basically saying, like, fucking, I want you to do everything my way. That's such a moron expression. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. I don't know who came up with that, but it was instantly on T-shirts. And I never saw anybody remotely intelligent with the T-shirt that said lead, follow, or get out of the way. It's just that classic, like, I don't know. I know how to do shit. Lead, follow, get out of the way. Fucking Ian Ziering was saying that. This is how pathetic my life was. I was watching Ian Ziering on, it was my dog, by the way. Ian Ziering on fucking The Apprentice. And he had to his team had to come up with a jingle for some sort of new fucking Budweiser that they wanted to promote down in the Caribbean. So he decides he's going to come up with a jingle. It's between him and Johnny Damon, so you know the song's going to be good, right? And he comes up with like, drink fucking Budweiser, ba ba boo doo, da ba dee ba da ba doo. It's La Cucaracha, and they're looking at him, and he's like, I got to get away from you guys because you're singing other stuff. I need to go over here and create. And he comes back with new lyrics for La Cucaracha, right? He fucking vanilla iced it. And then they're like, dude, that's La Cucaracha. We can't use that. And he got all fucking pissy. So we got to use something else or whatever. And he just kept saying lead, follow, or get out of the way. So the project manager finally looks at him. She goes, I am leading. And he goes, well, you got to delegate. She goes, I am delegating. I need you to shut the fuck up. It was great. And he got all mad. He got mad. And then when time for them to present it to Donald Trump, he half-assed it. He didn't sing along. He was a big fucking baby. How can you be 50 years old and be that big of a fucking baby? It just was unreal. You going to pout? Who the fuck pouts at 50? I didn't get my way. What did they take your fucking pail and shovel? Gives a fuck. Let somebody else write the song, and if it sucks, they're going to get fired. Put your heart and soul into it. And he didn't. He acted like a cunt. And you know what? He got himself fucking booted right back to Beverly Hills. That poor bastard. You know what? If he was 10 years younger, he would have got the good hair plugs. You know? He would have. He got those late 90 ones. I'll tell you, it was a little rough one, you know? What am I doing here? I met a girl 6 months ago. All right, here we go. Lead, follow, get out of the way, right? All right. Now, a few weeks ago, she said that she doesn't even flirt, which seemed very odd. Yeah, she's already like, all right, let me just recap this. She's a real lady, and she prides herself on being honest and loyal. A few weeks ago, she said she doesn't even flirt, which seemed very odd. A few days later, I heard her giggling and being very flirty with this guy she studies with. I confronted her about this, and she said this is how she always talks to him, and I'm overreacting. I let it go, since I always sometimes flirt with other girls when she's not around. This week, she's going on vacation with her colleagues. This guy is also going. Oh, the same guy. Oh, Jesus. I brought up the vacation subject and mentioned that in trips that I have been, as a single guy, there was a lot of sex and partying. She says that they don't do that and tries to change the subject. Let me guess. Is she going to hedonism down on the island there, wherever the fuck that goes down? She says, I don't think that she is cheating, but I feel that she is hiding something. She also doesn't seem very attracted to me lately, even though she says so. What's your take on this one? What do you think about flirting? Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I think you're with a lying sack of shit who's a sociopath, and they're saying all the right fucking things. And it's also somebody that hasn't found who they want to be with, and they're afraid to be alone. So they just get with people, and when the initial attraction wears off, they, rather than break up, they just keep fucking lying. And I never knowingly, intentionally lied. I think you have to listen to your gut here. I think this is the tip of the iceberg. This is only 6 months in. She's going on a fucking vacation with other colleagues. Dude, 6 months in, if this chick was into you, she'd want to go on vacation with you. She wants to go on vacation with this fucking creep she caught her flirting with after she said she doesn't flirt. When you didn't even give her shit about flirting, she went out of her way to say she doesn't flirt. Give me a fucking break. Hey, I'm a really honest and loyal person. Oh, by the way, I don't do heroin. What? Why did you just bring that up? Oh, I'm just putting it out there. I don't believe in it. So, all the spoons are bent. That's just my gut. The way you presented it, too, by the way. You might have left some stuff out, but the way you presented it, I think she's a fucking liar. All right. P.S. Thank you for sharing your honest insight, you funny bastard. I love the advice on life and women. I also don't trust banks. Oh, that's nice. All right. Well, I don't trust your girlfriend. How about that? What do you say? What do you say there? Huh? What do you say there? You know what's funny about that? And if she actually did cheat and you confronted her about it on one of these fucking TV shows, that they would actually still somehow blame the guy. You know what I mean? I love that shit. Like how they actually, there's an article somewhere on the internet. I saw it. You know those things that they try to just get you to click on it? And it always works for me. The top 10 bad celebrity nose jobs, the top 10 fucking gangster movies of all time, blah, 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 blah. They had the top 10 reasons women cheat, right? So I looked it up. And 8 of the reasons were the guy's fault. It's the funniest fucking shit ever. Oh, another movie I saw a little bit of. Remember that movie Monster with Charlize Theron? That movie is one of the most sexist fucking movies of all fucking time, but it'll never be called on it because it's going in the other direction. The fact that is a movie about a serial killer it's like when you look at movies about serial killers, like the Jeffrey Dahmer one, the Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, they are monsters, right? This fucking movie, despite the fact it was called Monster, it was a goddamn love story, and they justified so much of her killing to the point when she finally gets busted, it's this big emotional moment of when her lover is going to betray her and rat her out on the stands, and Charlize's character is sitting there crying. She's saying with her eyes, like, it's okay, baby, I understand. Do you know how fucking infuriated I would be if I was a relative, one of the actual victims of that absolute fucking lunatic serial killer? They almost made her a fucking hero. I mean, I was waiting for this Sally Field moment where she just stands up and holds Union Now. It was, for other fucking female serial killers. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I don't have any. I don't know. I'm getting very extra jaded as I get older, and I'm giving a fuck less about people's complaints because I'm finding they never complain for other people. They're always bitching for themselves, right? Like, take the Oscars. Women got up there, right, and they complained that they don't get paid enough and blah, 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 blah. Now, why are they complaining? Are they complaining because it's unfair, or are they complaining because it's unfair and it's happening to them? You know what I mean? Which is the reason why guys aren't complaining about it, because they don't give a fuck about it because it's not happening to them. But that doesn't make women better people, because women don't give a fuck about the shit that's happening to guys. Have you ever seen a woman out there that gives a fuck that there's yet another fucking man standing in a bay window looking out, seeing a FedEx or a UPS truck pulling up as he's just sitting there, having a mini heart attack, thinking in his head, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did she buy now? She's spending all my fucking money. What the fuck could she have possibly bought now? She's spending it faster than I can make it. You know, what about that financial dynamic? Do they ever bring that up? Have you ever seen a woman stick up for a guy in that fucking situation? Why would they? They don't have time. They have their own fucking problems. So that's how I view it. Oh, is that what's happening to you? That sucks for you. I don't really feel that, but it's just fun to annoy people sometimes. All right, let's plow ahead here. Look, obviously I feel like people should make the same amount, you know, if you do the same fucking job. All right, but, you know, when you're also completely fucking that same group of people over that you're bitching about in 100 other fucking areas of life and you choose to overlook it, you know what I mean? Maybe guys make more money so we can afford to fucking get a 1-bedroom apartment after you keep the fucking house during the divorce. Maybe, you ever think maybe that's why we make more per movie? I don't know. Anyways, in general, just watching people complaining about being in movies is something fucking hilarious to me. There's just something about, ever since I went to India, it's just over. When I listen to myself complain, there's always in the back of my head, I just think of some of the shit that I saw there, and it all just becomes funny to me. Not in a disrespectful way to India, but like laughing at myself, that what my complaints are. You know, when I pretend to be a cowboy, I don't make as much as you do. Aw, what size is your mansion?
All right, here we go. Helping an ugly friend. Do you have an ugly friend? Sure, we all do. Here we go. Dear Bill Burr, thanks for doing the podcast. Thank you. One of my good friends is ugly. I'll say it outright. God bless his heart. He's 26, short, disproportionate face. I don't know what that means. Skinny with a gut slowly forming. Oh, God. Receding hairline. Jesus. And worst of all, he doesn't take care of his teeth. Yeah. Wow. Jesus fucking Christ. All I thought of there was Clint Howard. Over the past couple of years, he's gotten more and more bitter about life. I believe it's due to his insecurity about his looks and attracting women. He has a great degree, really well-paying job, good sense of humor, and can talk to the ladies. However, he lacks the killer instinct needed to close the deal, meaning he gets friend-zoned with every girl that is possibly interested, which is very few. Well, you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth. If you're saying he's great with the women, but he just can't close the deal, why are there only a few women interested in him? What are you going to say? See the first paragraph where you decide to fuck? You basically described a troll. Myself and close friends have been subtly pushing him to work out, clean his teeth, eat healthy, etc., but he gets very offended whenever we suggest anything. He seems to be set on a path of thinking he is going to have to wait until his 40s before women will be desperate enough to ignore his looks and date him for his successful career. This type of attitude is starting to affect his friendships. He is getting bitter, defensive, and confrontational. Nobody likes an angry troll. They really don't. Okay, if you're going to go the troll route, you know, you got to be at the very least affable. You know, working your way towards jolly, I would think. Maybe you could put on a silly hat, build some toys. I don't know. As his friend, how can I help him get off this path and boost his confidence to get that killer instinct and confidence that the ladies love, even if you're ugly? Thanks for the advice and go fuck yourself. P.S. Shout out to the beautiful city of Boston. I was there last year for a hockey tournament and can't wait to go back. P.S.S. Fuck your Bruins. I've lost 2 years of my life due to the stress of the Maple Leaf series. Oh, Jesus. Guy must have sent that before it was over. All right, so what do you say to this guy? Oh, wow. Well, I don't know him, but at some point you're just going to have to fucking lay it on the line. And say it to him and say, like, look, you know something? You're just like me. All right? You want to have fun? You want to go sow your oats, as they say? And then you want to find love and get married and start a family, correct? You know, you got to brush your fucking teeth. I don't know how do you go into it slowly? Like, this is, no matter how you come at it, when somebody's defensive, there's no way to come at them without burning up in the atmosphere of their fucking bitterness during re-entry. How do you do it? I would wait till the next time he says something bitter or defensive or something like that, and just look at him and be like, listen, dude, you're your own worst enemy. All right? Life is a horse race, and you're shooting yours in the back of the head before the fucking gate even opens. Then you're walking around the track with mud on your shoes, you know? Wondering why, I don't know, why you fucking some other horse racing thing that I don't know shit about. I picked the wrong metaphor. You know what I mean? Just wait till he's being a cunt. I remember one time I knew this guy. He was just negative as fucking hell. And you'd say, hey, you know something? If you keep doing this, maybe this will happen. And then he'd always be like, yeah, you know, with my luck, the fucking piano will fall on my head. And I got sick of it. And then finally I'd be like, yeah, you know, well, you know, if you think that way, that's probably going to happen. And I only said it one time, and he never talked that way again. He's still negative, but I didn't have to deal with that shit. I don't know what to do with this guy. Like, you might have to fucking channel Patrice O'Neal. God rest his soul. Patrice O'Neal would have sat this dude down and would have said, N-word, what the fuck are you doing? Look at yourself. You know? You got a fucked up face. You're losing your goddamn hair. At the very least, brush your fucking teeth. Get some fucking better clothes. What's wrong? I can't do what he would have done. He would have been able to do it. He would have hurt the guy's feelings so bad while helping him to become a better person at the same time. You're going to have to come up with your own fucking version of that. You know? I don't know. What do you do? When somebody just stops brushing their teeth, you're just tapping out on humanity. And you're saying he's smart and he has a degree. He's not one of those. Is there anything worse than somebody really smart with bad fucking hygiene? You know those people? They're so fucking smart. But they show up. They got like sleep in their eye. Oh, God. Dude, bad teeth is a goddamn deal breaker. You know? Jesus fucking Christ. You know what's funny? I'm disgusted with this guy. Don't you get any fight in you? You just going to quit? Fucking asshole. I was born with orange hair. Did I quit? I got great teeth. Did I ever stop brushing? No, I didn't. I got second and third degree burns when I went out in the sun. You know? Did I stop flossing? I didn't. Quit fucking moping around, you ugly motherfucker. You get yourself some scope and Listerine and a fucking scrub brush. You go to a goddamn dentist, you get your fucking teeth clean. All right? When you hit on a woman, you stay on it. You keep those plates spinning. Always have a condom. Always be ready. What time is it? It's good time, right? Do something like that. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. There's nothing that annoys me more than watching somebody just quit. Tell him that. Tell him stop being such a fucking baby. This fucking 8-year-old sewing together his goddamn shirts. There's probably toddlers making the toothbrushes that he's not even using. Oh, poor fucking baby. You know? You don't look like John Davidson. Who gives a fuck? Brush your teeth. Shave your fucking head down. All right? Go to the gym. Give yourself a fighting chance. Stop treating yourself like you're the Pirates. You know? Or running yourself like the fucking Pirates do. What did I do to this goddamn thing? All right. Sorry, man. There's just something that really fucking gets me. about people who do that shit, who just fucking quit. It's nothing worse than that. Unless you really just truly suck at something. Like, like you guys hear I sing. I'm terrible. But it's funny because it's the podcast. But if I was actually trying to sing professionally, that's one thing. You really should quit. And fucking do something else. Just for your fellow man, But you just a quit. You're just going to quit? I'm legitimately disgusted with that person I never met before. I don't know what to tell you. What an asshole. Ugh. Fuck, and he gets bitter. You know what that reminds me of for some reason? There was one time I was doing a show, and there was somebody in the front row that was mentally challenged. So there's no way I'm fucking with this guy. And then I get on stage, and the kid's a cunt. He starts fucking heckling me. And every time I don't say anything back, he gets a little more fucking confident. And then finally, I was just like, you know what? I can't remember what the fuck I said to him. The crowd pulled back, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. They're just like everybody else, okay? Some of them are cunts, and this is a great example. So fuck you, buddy. I kind of kept it at that. It was really a fight. Oh man, that guy fucking annoyed me. I was doing some hell gig the first time I lived out here in L.A. I'm standing in some fucking Mexican restaurant. I'm getting fucking heckled by this kid. All right? I don't even know what I'm doing living in L.A. I'm going through that fucking bullshit. But you know what? I didn't quit. I brushed my teeth before that fucking show. Dude, when you just don't brush your teeth, you just tapped out. You're just saying, fuck it.
All right? There's a lot of question out there about, things that happen within society, especially, this is something that I think a lot of white people need, because not because we're more racist than anybody else, we just get the consequences of us fucking up is so much harsher than other people, because, we are the gold standard when it comes to racist. We are in the driver's seat right now. We have been in the driver's seat for a while, basically meaning that if we are ignorant assholes, it has way more effect than when other people are. Back in the day, when other people were running shit, that's the thing. Whoever's on top, if you're thinking ignorant, that's why, if you're on top and you're thinking ignorant shit, you have to be called on it because just because the effect that you can have. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody from Bangladesh fucking hates me, that's such a stupid example, okay? That's not a race of people. I don't even know where Bangladesh is, and I got to be honest with you, I don't even know if that's a city or a country. Bangladesh. Have you ever seen that on The Price is Right? In Showcase Showdown, we're sending you to Bangladesh. And some white trash person like myself sits there with a confused look on their face like, I don't know where that is. Is that where the terrorists are? I don't want to go there. Whatever. Like, if Filipino people fucking hate me, that doesn't affect my life. It doesn't. I'm not going to go into a job interview at Walmart is not run by Filipinos. You know what I mean? Not saying there's anything wrong with Filipinos. All right? See what I have to do right there as a white person? Not saying I'm saying anything bad about Filipinos. Just to be clear here, I have never had issues. I've never had fucking all that shit. You got to go to the Jerry Lewis voice there. Lady. So, yeah, people have questions. So here we go. And I think all races should chime in. The questions that you have, if you have feelings about a different race of people and you just think you're thinking something funny, there's nothing malicious, but is this offensive? Is it racist? This is the new topic, okay? And if you feel that I answer these questions like the ignorant white man that I am, call me out on it. Here we go. This first one. Bill, is it racist to call Indians dibbu-dabbus? And I'm talking about the Asian ones, not Native Americans. I'm guessing by dibbu-dabbus, you mean dibbu-dabbu. Dibbu-dabbu. You're saying like that? Dibbu-dabbu. Is it racist? Probably. But it's fucking funny. So that knocks it down a little bit. This is what I feel that makes something like racist. It's like the reason why that one isn't as offensive is because we never enslaved them. That's the reason why white and black shit is so sensitive, is because of the shit that we did to them. But we haven't really fucked with those people, you know? So if the black version of that was, is it offensive to call black people, hey man, motherfucker, or whatever? Yes, that would be offensive. If you did some sort of mocking of the way they spoke, yes, that would be offensive. If some CEO was giving a speech and I was driving, actually I was having someone else drive my town car, and we drove by a group of, yo motherfuckers, and they proceeded to walk towards, you'd have to apologize. So I guess technically, like that would be, that would be offensive. Is it racist? This is what I really, it's hard for me to say because it's what's in your heart, you know? Because I make fun of everybody, you know? I mean, I play a game out here when someone is making, let me ask you, I got a question for you. Is this racist? I have a game out here when I ride around with Nia, and she does not approve of this, to keep her in the clear. She does not approve of this. When somebody makes a moronic move in front of me, you know, driving, you know, just makes a fucking horrific move, I play a game called Old or Asian. And you have to guess because I'm going to pass the person because I got to see what they look like. You know, whenever somebody does something fucked up, some comedians do a great joke about that. You just want to see what the fuck they look like, right? That's the game, Old or Asian. So as I speed up my little hybrid to try to pull parallel to them, I always say, what do you say, Nia? What are you going with? Old or Asian? What do you got? Old or Asian? She goes, I'm not playing this game. That's mean. And then I was going, I'm going to go with old. And then I pull up, oh, it's fucking Asian. You know, or, oh, I nailed it. It was an old guy. So is that racist? I'm sure it's offensive, but within the context of my own car, you know, I'm not yelling it at anybody. And I got to admit, you know, there's a lot of truth in the fucking game. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to have to apologize next week on the podcast. So I would say that Indian people, why don't you chime in? I would say that, that they would find that offensive. Is it racist? Let me see if I can use it in a sentence here. Hey, I called up customer service and, one of those dibba-dabbas answered and tried to tell me that his name was Steve and act like he was in Kentucky. But I know that he was actually in India because when he talked, he was going, dibba-dabba, what? How can I help you? Is it racist? Probably. You know what? Something bad has to happen between white culture and or Western culture and Indians. So you know what I mean? It's like you're playing a team and there's no rivalry. Like Patriots versus Jets this year was like whites and blacks. It was bad. It was a lot of hate, you know. But like Patriots versus like the fucking Lions, you know. Yeah, there's going to be some shit talk. It's knocked down. But it still hurts if somebody says something mean. I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, let's move to the next one. The next one on the new controversial topic on the Monday Morning Podcast. Is it racist? All right, here we go. Bill, I had an interesting experience today, apparently involving me as a racist. I was walking with two of my coworkers who are both black. Oh, Jesus, here we go. We were going to go get some lunch. One of my coworkers, who I'm also friends with, did a little high-five fist bump shuffle with one of the female security guards at the front desk. Knowing both of them and how they interact with one another, I kind of made a in passing comment to the tune of, man, you guys and your handshakes, while obviously laughing at just how choreographed it was and more or less picturing them in a studio or something working out the logistics to get the fucking handshake perfect. Anyways, we all laughed and moved on and we got our lunch. All right, so nothing wrong yet. So you're cool with these people. You made a joke, and everybody laughed. No problems. No problems so far. However, after coming back through security, I noticed the security guard stopped me and kind of had a scowl on her face. I thought she was mad at me for something, but it turned out she was mad at this other lady who was black because she overheard my comment and was telling that security guard that she couldn't believe I had the nerve to say something like that, and I should be ashamed. Also to the point where she could, almost to the point where she could actually go complain to the human resource people because she was offended, etc., without even considering that maybe, just maybe, I was talking about the security guard and my coworker and not all black people. Now, it being corporate America and all, I'm sure rather than even face the possibility of any bad press, they'd rather just sweep me out the door and completely ruin my any reputation that I may or may not hold at the company just to save their own asses. I feel I did nothing wrong and had no intentions of ever doing anything wrong. I'm not going to go on and on about how I kiss black babies and try to rehabilitate inner city schools because I don't. But I'm certainly not some corn-fed, rebel flag-waving, ignorant product of what might be incest. I guess my question is, do we really have to walk on eggshells when we are just making casual conversation that just any cunt can pick apart, select the context that they might think it is in, and then start crying foul? Basically, I would have liked to call that woman a cunt and told her to go fuck herself, but let's just say I was already kind of worried about my job. All right. See? Yeah, I think this is the classic one where you were fucking around. The other two people knew you were fucking around, but then one person just decides to get offended, and then you have to go on TV and apologize, which personally I think is the wrong move, because when you apologize, now it's like you're admitting that you meant it in a bad way. I mean, the apology I would do there would say, look, I'm sorry that you didn't understand that I was joking, but I'm not going to sit here and apologize like I have any sort of ill will coming your way. But just to avoid the problem in the future, white people do not use the expression "you guys" or "you people" when talking about black people. That's just it's just not going to. You're setting yourself up for someone to get offended, and there's a weird sort of push-pull going on with that whole "you guys" and "you people" thing, where when somebody white says that, there becomes this concern of that you're separating. You're separating, like, you people over there with how you live your lives, and we're over here. Black people have that weird relationship with white people where they're like, can you stop stealing our fucking music and our culture? But then, like, if something, hey, let's pave the streets, Well, make sure you do it in our neighborhood. We're all in this together, right? All of us together. You know what I mean? So it's that weird sort of fucking push-pull thing going on. So, yeah, just avoid the whole fucking, you fucked up. You didn't fuck up, but you left yourself open for a sucker punch by saying "you guys." I guess that's what it is. I don't know. That's my. I'm basically a white guy telling a white guy how he fucked up. So black people, if you're listening to this thing, please help me out here. Did I basically get it right? Is that essentially it? And I know most people wouldn't get offended. All right, so there you go. That's the new topic. Is it racist? And I would love to hear some honest comments from non-white people about their thoughts. The fucked up ones, too, okay? Because I've watched enough Spike Lee movies to think that evidently it's just us, but I've hung around enough people from different races to realize, oh, yeah, everybody's like this.